Good morning, everybody. I'll just sit and wait for a little bit for some people to come on. Have my tea. I love my mug. I hope everyone's having a good morning. It's a bit colder here today. So what I hope to do this morning is have some of you join me that have some kind of physical. So if you've got a headache this morning, perfect time to join in. Knee problems, hip problems, joint problems, something, a little bit simple kind of pain type stuff, and I'll work on that directly. Hi, Michelle. Directly before I do the group healing. I kind of want to, do some of that this time. So we'll do some of those, then I'll have you guys do a breathing exercise and get relaxed. Hi, Trisha. Good morning. And then we'll do the group healing. Hey, Joe. Hi, Sandy. I hope everyone's doing well this morning. Hey, Betsy. Good to see you guys. We'll just let some people come in before we get started. So if you're... Hi, Cindy. Hey, Kelly. It's funny, when I see names, I start to realize where you guys are at now. So it's kind of funny that I remember. Hey, Eva. When we were doing the Peace Heals groups, I got so used to seeing the videos of everyone. So now that you do the lives, you don't get to really see anyone, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm considering doing one of my Healing Spirit events online, just like as a free hour, to kind of give everybody an idea of what that is all about. So if you're interested in that, let me know, or thumbs up or whatever. Make some kind of notion that that's good. Thank you. This is day 2 bedhead. No. It's a little straighter on the top this morning than usual. And my hair girl is awesome about highlighting, and she's great at cutting curly hair so it doesn't have to look all poofy and crazy. Yay! I see lots of thumbs going up. Michelle. Yeah, Eva, it's very different without Zoom. I really enjoy being able to see you guys in real time. Michael doesn't have a man cold. I think he's probably pretty good with colds, I would think. My husband's not the type to get kind of all wimpy about a cold. If anything, he goes to work and works like he doesn't have a cold, which is kind of crazy. So, let me see what our time is. We'll just wait a few more minutes. Hey, Susan. I hope the flu in your house is doing better today. We've been lucky this year. This is great. So anyone that's in the group already, if someone has like a pain issue, let's do that. I can try and work on Mike in that way. Viruses sometimes are tricky. Like, I'll see them, and I think I've had some decency, some luck with shortening the length of a cold. I wish I could just do it and like it would go away and he'd jump off and say woohoo. But it hasn't worked that way yet. Thank you. Yes, I put my Peace Heal shirt on today. Joe, my husband's at work. He's working today, so I can't get him to pop up. That would be a little hard because he's 2 hours away in DC. Sandy, hips. Okay, all right. I can do that. So I'll start kind of just to tune into you as I read the comments. Hello, Janine. All right, so we'll do some on Mike as well. So we'll get Mike. I think we'll go systemic with Mike, and then for Sandy we'll do hips. So let me, just because my brain moves really fast. I'm going to write it down. Okay, so, and Cindy's got some low back. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Mike. And I want you to interact with me, Trisha, as best as we can with kind of typing stuff just to see how it's going with him and what it's feeling like. The viral stuff will be tricky again, but we'll just see what happens. I'm willing to try, so we'll go from there. Hey, Dennis. And your mom. Okay, yes. Yes, we'll put your mom in for that, the group part. I have a couple people to add into that when I start with that. Okay, so Mike. Is he really mucusy, Trisha? Because I get kind of nauseous and I feel like I have thick junk going down my throat. And then kind of sinusy, that type of thing I'm feeling. All right, we got chest muscles. All right, okay. All right, that helps me know that I'm tuned in. Okay, so I'm just gonna focus on general form and see what happens. Okay, I'll get quiet kind of during that time because I'll be kind of focused on what I'm doing there. So as I sit and do that, I can kind of talk at the same time, but I actually get taken into Mike's gut quite a bit. Like I'm in the intestines a bit, and then I'm also going into some viral images too. So that should be interesting. See if he feels like his abdomen is warmed up at all, because that's sort of what I would expect him to be feeling. I'm also getting taken into the ears a bit. I'm starting to travel up through kind of the back of the throat into the ears, trying to kind of drain some of that. Hi everybody, sorry I'm kind of missing your comments as I'm tuned in. Okay, good. I'm glad he's feeling that. The ears feel pretty junked up too, so I'm just going to try and get the flow of that to ease. So what I'm feeling is kind of a subtle change for the pressure in my ears. So can you verify with him that he's felt any kind of change in any type of head pressure or throat pressure for me, Trisha? Hi Bethany, hi Dawn, hi Anita, and Rob, I saw you up there. In the meantime, I'm going to slide off a little bit into Sandy's hip too. So it's both hips, Sandy. I'm feeling one side worse than the other, but I'm definitely seeing some SI joint issues in there. Ears and eyes. Okay, good. All right. So for right now, Trisha, I'm going to let that just run on him. So he'll probably stay kind of feeling that warmness for a little bit. Okay, that's what I was seeing, Sandy. Good. Okay. So there is a little bit of pelvic instability in there, and I don't feel like things are quite lined up either, because I get a shot of your sacrum, and then I feel like we're tipped also to that right side. So that could be part of it. Hey, Marcy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Bill. All right, so let's see for you. I also get pulled into the greater trochanter, kind of where your like the hip goes into the socket there. I get pulled into that area specifically on that side as well. But on the left side, I feel like we're kind of just yanking everything to the right. So that's why the left side, you can feel some too, where I'm picking up the that left side as well. So let me go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to envision your entire pelvis, because it's all kind of, and actually I see the QL as well. So the QL attaches to the lower spine and also to the hip. It's a really deep kind of muscle that makes you side bend. And on that right side, that's also really tight that I'm seeing. So I want to go ahead into just that whole area and try and get that to settle. So that's what I'm going to do for you, Sandy, is just focus in straight to that. So let me do that for a minute. Okay, so that's connected there. So at this point, I would expect some kind of, if you're going to feel something, I would expect you to kind of feel it now. Okay. All right, there looks like there's some degenerative changes in there as well, to some of the lumbar area. I'm kind of getting shown that a little bit. So I'm just going to focus on that whole group. Good. I'm glad you're feeling it. Good, good, good. All right. It is a pretty high vibration. I kind of feel like I'm on, well, I always say it's like being on steroids, but it's an interesting sensation from my side of things as well. All right, so that's going to hold for a bit. This is going to take a bit. It's definitely not coming down yet. I'm also, while that's holding there, I'm going to try and soften that QL on that right side. So in this case, you may, if you haven't already, it might be good for you to go get a massage. And I know in Florida, there's like a ton of therapists that are good with medical massage. So look into that for that QL, and also psoas. You can have them check both those areas manually, and that might also help with the hip stuff. Kind of feels like everything's tight, so the hip's kind of hiking up. I wouldn't doubt that you sort of feel it in your rib cage a little bit too. So okay, I'm just going through the images that I'm seeing now and trying to make the change. Okay. All right, things are starting to come down now, Sandy, so let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what it feels like now. And then I'm going to shift off into Sandy. Hi, everybody. I'm missing some of your comments, but we're going to get to a lot of these during the group healing, too. Because I don't know how long I'm staying on anyway, or how long you guys are going to hang out. All right, let me shift into this. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So it's going to probably, again, run just because I'm kind of tuned out of that space again. It doesn't mean that the energy isn't still in there. A lot of people sometimes will leave a healing and they'll feel like I'm kind of still have hands places that I had them. So you can probably expect to feel something for, at least a little while. Plus you'll be looped into the group healing too. So, all right, let me shift off there. Let me go back. Ooh, broken back and broken femur. That's a pretty bad accident, Joanne. Let me shift off to Cindy, to the lumbar. So Cindy, your stuff is really low. It definitely feels like L4, L5, and then into the sacrum. I'm getting some tailbone stuff with you as well. I also get a lot of the hip rotator muscles in there too. It feels like I just kind of want to walk around with my hands on my back. So that's pretty tough. So again, I'm just going to isolate and then really push some energy to that area for you. So just let me know what it feels like for that. When you get up in the morning, are you really stiff, Cindy? Because it feels like you would get stiffness throughout the day, especially since it seems kind of bilateral. Make sure I'm looking up, huh? And then Mike, I still got you a little bit. I think you're almost, oh no, that's a viral thing there. Okay. All right, so I'm still on Cindy's back. Good, good. But I'm also going to shift off to Mike a little bit because I'm starting to get some viral images. So what I'm going to do is just sort of get rid of those, so to speak, and see if that doesn't shorten the duration of the cold that you have. But hopefully some of the mucus symptoms and the gunk is settling in the next, half hour or so. So we're just going to kind of pop those little virus bubbles, make them go away. This is probably really interesting from your side of things to see me just kind of talking to myself. It's pretty cool. If only I could take the images and things that I see and kind of put them on a big screen for everyone else to see, it would be really cool. Okay. All right. So Cindy, are you sitting down? Because if you're sitting and resting, I actually want you to stand up and kind of feel what your lower back's feeling like now. And then let me know what that feels like. Joanne, I think yours will take me a little longer than I can do here, but you know what I'm going to do? I'll write myself a note and I'll kind of work on you separate from this. Because I think I can shift some of that. So let me just write your name down. This to that picture. And that would be back femur. Because that'll take a bit. I think I have to travel through you pretty deeply for that. Okay, good. Great, Cindy. Good. All right. So hopefully that'll last for a little bit. Plus you'll also get kind of that extra little boost from the group side of it too. And Debbie, yes. Debbie, some of that stuff for you is just the energy kind of disconnecting because we work on that in person. So hopefully the group will just kind of take care of that too. So let me see. There was a headache. Bethany Ann. I think there was a second headache too, right? Let me just see. I'm just scrolling through here to see where I thought there was a second headache one. My left side of neck and trap as always. Eva, I just need to give you a good massage. Okay, scalp itch. Chest muscles. Yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I know you had some big surgeries, Denise. Okay. Yep, I can work on the left shoulder, sure. Vascular, yes, I do get vascular images, Dawn, often actually. Can you give me a little bit more specifics on that? Because that can be kind of intense. Can you look at my left knee? Yes. All right, let's see. So let me go to Bethany and then Susan for her knee. So, Bethany Ann, let me just link into you again. Stress, Bethany. And we go into hormonal too with you. So let me see. Someone's got a sense of humor because they're like, Bethany Ann's got headaches because she's always got screaming near her. Screaming little children. It's not really true, but it's just funny. Okay, let me see here. You get definite tension headaches. It feels like you get them on both sides. And behind the eyes makes my eyes kind of hurt. I get a lot of pressure, a little bit to the one side, but I definitely get some more tensiony kind of headaches there with you. Do you have a headache right now, Bethany? Because it feels like you could actually be on the verge of one. Let me see about about Dawn's vascular stuff. Dawn, have you ever been tested where they check the pressure? Because I actually get taken to like the little valves that kind of open and close to allow flow through. I can't remember the specifics of the anatomy of that at the moment, but there's something with that pressure, that like the venous return pressure coming back. I do pick that up on you a bit. So if you haven't had kind of the testing for that, that might be a good step for you. Okay, yep, that would make sense with having 3 bypasses. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right. I'm going to focus in with that on the group a bit more because that'll take me deeper too. You got something going on in the hip also, on that side where you're having the numbness. I get taken really deep up into the hip also, so there's something in there that's affecting that leg as well. Okay, and then so let me go back to Bethany. All right. You also have got some neck stuff happening. I feel it in your cervical spine, Bethany, with the tension that you have. Like you get that really deep tension where the muscles that run right next to the vertebrae get really deep. Like if you were here in person, I'd be working real deep into your neck, and that would potentially help. But I've seen it enough times that I'm fairly sure it would help with those headaches. But in the meantime, I want to kind of, you feel a little like hyper and I feel like your nervous system is a bit overwhelmed right at the moment. So let me go ahead and focus on just calming that down. So most of the time when I do that, people just kind of feel like that wave of peaceful energy coming through. So I'm going to do that for a moment. Okay. That feels pretty good. Hey, Kim. Yay. All right, Bethany, you should feel a little bit calmer. And just kind of see how that goes for a bit. And then also, again, we'll get that extra boost with the group. But I actually think you need some downtime. So, and then just the hormonal stuff, which is tricky. I get hormonal headaches at least 2-3 times a month, and I really haven't found anything that even helps my own headaches. So, the other day I did use the ice pack on the back of the neck because I had read about that, and it did take it away. It had been overnight and then the following day, but that morning I was getting ready to work and I still had a remnant of it. So I put the ice on, and then by the time I took the ice off, maybe 10 minutes later, the headache was gone, didn't come back, and I was able to work without it all day, which was awesome. So you can try that out too, but I'm hoping that will help calm you down. So there was a couple knees. Let me see. How many knees can I pick up on? I feel like I'm getting at least 4 different knees. So everybody that has the knee stuff, actually there's a 5th and a 6th. Okay, somebody's got both knees. Somebody's got really arthritic knees. Okay, sorry. All right, I just want to make sure I don't miss message. All right, so I'm just going to really hone on these knees. So I'm seeing the images in the knees, and that allows me to put the energy into those areas. Someone's got some arthritic ones too, and that's like really arthritic. Okay, let me go ahead and tune into that. All right. All right, okay. So anyone that had written about the knees, I mean, there's 6 of you because I can see six knees or 6. So just check your knees, stand up, see if it feels less stiff. Whoever has the double arthritic knees, it's going to need more than a quick little burst. But there's also other stuff going on there too. Okay, Dawn, let's add Dawn to our group list. Dawn's not here, right, Denise? Okay, let me just see. Okay, Betsy, you were one of the knees. Actually, someone's got my back of my leg aching now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and slow down. Joanne, you're the one I'm doing after, so I want to really focus on that. So Joanne, for yourself, I'll send you a message later and work with it a little bit more specifically for you, because I can just see that, you know, it's going to need more work than what I can do on here. So, okay, so what we're going to do now is I'll shift over into kind of the group part, but I want everybody to kind of get settled in, get somewhere comfortable. You can be seated, you can be laying down, you pretty much do whatever you want that feels comfortable. And then I will go. Good. Yay, Susan. Good. Glad it feels better. So we'll get settled. We'll do kind of like a breathing exercise to kind of keep us down. For this group healing, I'm going to actually start with the nervous system as a group to try and get everything settled. Because I can pick up on, I just pick up on stress. Everybody's kind of stressed out at the moment. There's a couple of people who aren't, but good. Yay, good, Betsy. Hey, Jen, good to see you. When I read your question, Joe, the question I have back for you is, what exactly are you drinking? So if you're drinking stuff with high caffeine, which I'm taking the guess, well, I'm kind of being told that you might be, that might not help your bladder too much. Absolutely, Joanne, you can stay for the group, definitely. You may actually get relief from the group. The group, whenever I do the group thing, I can never know what to expect because I'm not, really directing it individually. So I'm not feeling it individually like I do when I've done this stuff I've done here. So it's interesting to see what happens with the group stuff because I'm kind of out of control with it. So, but it's good. All right, so let's all just get settled. Yes? Okay, Joe. Well, then you need to watch what you're drinking because some of that's actually irritating your bladder. That's what they're showing me. So less dark liquids and more water or lemonade. Yes. Yep, definitely. Yes, Anita. I think I saw, I don't always stay on Facebook very long, and I'll see like things that pass through real fast, or my daughter will come get my attention and then I'm off again. But I did see something about I think you lost a pet recently. So that the nervous system piece will be good for that. Okay. All right. So let's just settle in and get comfortable. If we want to set an intention now, this would be the good time to just think about what you want the healing to be for. It can be a mental, emotional, physical, anything. And then also for anyone else that you want to send that healing out to. The cool thing with energy healing is that we can pretty much access whoever we want. I have a couple people on my own list, including Amanda, who I've been working on for a bit. If anyone actually wants to send extra to her, she could use it. We'll just get nice and settled. One of my favorite new breathing exercises is one where you start with shallower breaths, and as you go up in number, you're increasing the length of your breath. But as you take the breaths, you count through the breath, which is harder to explain than it is to do. But so you're just going to kind of go like breathe in and think 1, and breathe out and think 2, and breathe in and think 3, and breathe out and think 4. But as you go up in number to the number 10, then you're going to take longer breaths as you get up to that point. So by the time you get to 10, you're going to be taking a nice, big, deep breath. So we're going to go up to 10. We're going to hold it for a moment, and then we're going to go reverse and count back down from 10. And we'll do that breathing exercise, probably 2 rounds, because it just feels good. But it's one of my favorites. You can do it in the car when you're stuck in traffic, when you want to rip somebody's head off, when you're at work and you don't want to be there. Like, it's great for everything. So let's go ahead and do that. Do it at your own pace, in your own breathing. You know, I'm not going to count you with that, but let's go ahead and do that. Hey Teresa, we're just doing a breathing exercise. We're just counting, taking deeper breaths as we go. Also, when you get to 10, you just start 10 and going down with your shallow breaths again. So I'll start second round for myself. If you're still breathing, that's fine. I'm just going to keep moving. Hopefully that helps make you feel a bit more peaceful, a little bit more grounded. It's difficult sometimes to feel like we get grounded when we're in areas where the weather is colder. Okay. So right now I'm going to start with just kind of a flood of peace. I'm going to focus on the nervous system for each person and just kind of add to that calmness to help deal with adrenal fatigue or with stress, with headaches, PTSD. It's awesome for all kinds of underlying issues that can create some of our physical pain. So as I do that, I actually feel quite a few have fairly clenched jaws. So if you're feeling like your jaws are feeling clenched, or you're someone that sleeps with, you know, gritted teeth or clenched jaws, I want you to add a little bit of extra attention to your jaw right now. And I want you just to release it a little bit and allow it just to really feel relaxed. I mean, anyone can do this, but I know some of you have that. And go ahead and take some deep breaths into that. And then just when you think you've got it released enough, release it more. And I can pick up on someone in the group who actually is beating themselves up a little bit because they can't settle their mind, and that's completely fine. It actually takes a decent amount of training to get to the point where you can clear your mind when you're doing, you know, an exercise like this. So don't beat yourself up about it. You know, just, it's a thought, let it go. It's a thought, let it go. It's just part of the stress and tension you're under at the moment. There's actually a few of you. I pick up on 3 of you that are kind of doing that. So no pressure. Just take another deep breath and relax. Okay, I'm really going to up the healing bit right now. Still working on the nervous systems. Somebody's got some anxiety. Someone has some anxiety over a man not listening to them, because I hear clearly, why doesn't he listen to me? So hopefully now everyone's feeling a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to ask that, those in charge of the healing here, that they continue to add that into your day so that this doesn't end just as we disconnect later. The nervous system is a huge piece of our health, so it is just always something that's good to be focused with. So now I want you to specifically think about the areas that you're hoping to have healing with, and also bring in those other people that you also wanted to have the healing for. I mean, well, they're kind of already here, but. So I'm going to shift my intention now to go into more of the physical healing and the mental healing, and take it into a broader piece. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit until I feel like it's done running. Okay. There was a few things that were specific to specific people. I'll kind of let you guys come back in. You're welcome, Gwen. Hi, Bonnie. Joanne, I actually ended up going into your hip a bit, and the labrum, basically where the femur attaches, that was really a big point of where I felt like a lot of your discomfort would come from. So kind of just tune in there and see if that feels any better already. Dawn, I was in some of your vascular stuff. It seems a little bit more complicated, so I would have to look into that deeper to shift that. And then I also ended up into Sophia for a bit for her flu. So that was interesting. And also boosting immune systems. They were talking about, and when I say they, I mean the healers and those that I work with in spirit for doing this type of thing. They were talking about boosting immune systems because there is some, not even fear, but concern about people getting sick, because there's so much stuff kind of traveling around out there. So I did add that into a bit. And then I also just kind of raised the whole vibration of the group, so to speak, and held it there, and I'm keeping it there, because that in itself can do a lot of really beneficial healing too. So I did add that into there too. Oh, you guys are welcome. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm still kind of letting it run in the background a bit because it's not quite finished, but it's awkward for me to sit here with the camera in my face and my eyes closed. So it is kind of still on, so some of you may still be kind of vibrating. I'm picking up on the headache now. I can actually feel it. It's kind of back in here. Good, Kim. Yay. Oh, you're welcome, Trisha. It's so interesting with the massage therapist piece that I have with what I do. There's so many times where I just wish I had you in person so I could also add that bit in, because it really, combination of the two makes a big difference sometimes too. So, oh, purple, yes. You know, purple and gold are very often seen when I work on people. It's really interesting. It's been purple, rainbows, and sunshine. Like, it feels like there's sunshine. And then someone else had mentioned that I come in smelling like orange, cinnamon, and vanilla, which are actually my 3 favorite scents. So it's very funny to get feedback like that. So I hope everyone's feeling pretty good. It feels good. I'm still at that high vibration, so I feel like you guys should still be pretty good as a group. It feels pretty good. It's pretty amazing to be able to tap into all of this stuff. It's wild from my side of things too. So very cool. Joanne, are you still here? Did you check out your hip at all? I just wanted to see what it kind of felt like now. Dawn, they're talking about inflammatory diet with you a bit, so kind of take a look at that. I can't give you medical advice. I can only tell you what they say, but I would look into what your diet is like, and what kind of inflammatory foods you would be eating that could kind of compound your vascular issue. Good, Joanne. Yay. Very good. Good. Yeah, that was pretty detailed in there. So, you know, keep in touch with me and let me know like how it is tomorrow and the following day. I'm hoping that it kind of will take a bit long, you know, like you'll feel it for a while, hopefully always. But just keep me posted on that, and I can do some more on it. Oh, good, Eleanor. Yay. Yes, okay, yes. Look into that too, because I think, like, you know, I mean, with the healing piece of this, I can create change, but if there's other factors impacting your health, then, you know, Spirit's going to bring that to me, and that's kind of where your personal responsibility comes in, to the factors of how to get better too. So it's not always, you know, it's not always my side of what I can do. I can do as much as I can, but sometimes there's other things that are part of that piece for getting completely better. Oh, you guys are so welcome. it's so much, it's fun for me, you know, like it's fun for me. I'm just glad that I have an outlet to be able to reach more people at one time. So that's good. Let me just see if there's anything else I pick up on before we kind of shut down. Good, Dawn. Good. There's some thoughts in there too that you kind of self-defeat yourself. So for you, Dawn, you just be careful with that. Because it doesn't feel like they're reinforced by the people around you. It's really kind of you thinking them. So that's going to impact some of that as well. Let me see what else is in there. Good, Kathy. Good, Bethany. I'm glad it feels better. Yeah, it was feeling like you were like right on the of that one. Now you gotta go take a bubble bath. Thank you, Sandy. All right. I think we're all kind of settling down. So my hope for this is that you'll feel really good the rest of the day. The healing will kind of just keep running. And then, you know, let me know somewhere in the next couple days and see, you know, how you feel. I'm always good for feedback because when I do different, especially with group healings and distance healings, I go about them in different ways. And, you know, if I shifted to a different attempt, I want to know if it worked or not. And then that way I know, okay, well, don't do it that way. Do it this way because this way works better, or this way accesses more people, that kind of thing. So that feedback from you guys really helps me kind of hone in on how to make it the most effective that I can, especially for distance, because distance gives me access to pretty much everyone that's, you know, willing to join in. So that's huge from a healing standpoint. So it's really exciting for me to be able to do that. So I hope that everyone has, you know, just a fantastic day. I hope you feel great today. It's nice here. The kids are waiting to, I don't even know what they want to do. They seem to have, you know, plans for the weekend that I don't have. So you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. So let's just, actually, they're having me want to ground you guys a little bit. So there's always this belief, and I don't know where it was really taught. Yeah, you know, Eleanor, with your stuff, I actually always seem to get head stuff. I'll get kind of dizzy and whooshy, as I call it. So, yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. So I'm going to kind of ground everyone. I can keep you at a high vibration so that the healing continues, but also just kind of ground you so that you don't feel too out of sorts, because a few of you might feel a little out of sorts. So we're going to take care of that for a second before we go ahead and head out. Settled. Okay, good. That feels good. All right. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you on Facebook, maybe in person if you're close. I'm looking forward to all my trips. I do have to change my venue for St. Louis because they closed on me. So if anyone from St. Louis has any event spots that would work for, you know, smaller event, well, one would be like 40 people, but I have to find a new venue. I have a few ideas, but that was a little bit of a shocker yesterday. So, thank you. Thanks, Joe. You rock too, man. Peace out, Eva. Yeah, Susan, thank you. Yeah, I have to call that person, but I will. I'm going to take off for the weekend and not worry about it. It's all good. Spirit's got my back. I want to come to Staten Island, even if it's just a visit. There's been a few New York people coming out of the woodwork again. And then also I know I want to get up towards Kelly's Way, which is a little bit more north from there. So I just have to figure out how to work that big thing. Charlottesville is almost on my calendar for October. I was setting up a little trip with some friends to go to Esther Hicks in October. So now that that's set, I can pick some weekend or something to get down to Charlottesville again. Yeah, Joe, you owe me a pizza and a Pepsi. Yes, Kelly, I haven't forgotten. I promise I haven't forgotten. I'm going to get there. I'm actually doing a training course in New York, but I'm going to be in Jamestown in April, so it's not anywhere close to you guys. Um, but it was like an opportunity I just couldn't pass up. So yeah, Thomas John, I see him on Tuesday night. I was supposed to see him it was going to be January, then they moved it to November. Now it's Tuesday, so that'll be cool. I've had a really good reading from him a little ways back. I don't even remember now. It might have been a year and a half ago. So I'm excited to see him on Tuesday night. So, am I ever in Rhode Island? Not too often. Um, there's a cadaver class that I'm waiting to have happen again in Connecticut. So I'm hoping to go to that. I know it's not scheduled this year, and I don't believe it's scheduled for next year, but I don't make it up that way too often. We used to travel to Maine for vacation, which we're hoping to do again this year or next year. But I actually have never been to Rhode Island, so I'm very cool. I assume you have family up there, Betsy. I need to get back to Maine. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. All right. End of April, I'll be in Jamestown. Like the last weekend of April into early May. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. All right. I'm just waiting to see if there's any other questions popping up. It's actually for a class, Joe. Hopefully I'll be outside a little bit, but um, I'm doing some training up there, so it'll be awesome. But okay. Is there a Jamestown or Rhode Island? Because I don't know. Because I'll be in Jamestown, New York, which is close to the Canadian border. But it's too far to visit Eva. I won't have a lot of time to move around that day. Thank you, Joanne. I hope your relief lasts. I really do. I never know, but I hope it does. My intention always is for stuff to be long lasting. I know what it's like to have chronic pain issues, so it just robs you so much of life and livelihood. It's really nice when you can do that for other people as well as yourself. So that's awesome. So many hearts. Okay, yeah. No, I'll be in the New York one. But hopefully I'll be in Charlottesville in October. I just have to take a look and then check with friends to see if they're available that day or that weekend, because I want to make sure I meet up with two friends down there. All right. I love the hearts. All right. I'm going to check out. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Keep me posted on how you're doing. That way I know if anyone needs extra boost to have a fantastic weekend. Ed, Teddy, you better come see me then. We're gonna have to meet up for dinner. I think I have time for dinner. I gotta figure out what time the classes are. That is too close for us not to have dinner. Either that or you gotta come down here and crash one of my dinners with Kathleen. Bye. See you, Dawn. All right. all good. There's a delay, so I just want to make sure. Always. Yep, peace. Peace seals. All right. Have a good day, everybody.